an unknown financier with no fashion background, no modeling agency, and no public credentials in the industry, somehow gained access to some of the most famous models in the world. But the real question is, who allowed it? This is the story of how Jeffrey Epstein entered one of the most exclusive circles in fashion and the powerful connections that made it possible. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Victoria's Secret wasn't just a brand. It was the brand. It defined beauty standards, launched global supermodels, and built an empire worth billions. At the center of that empire was billionaire businessman Les Wexner. Wexner wasn't just the owner, he was the gatekeeper. If you wanted access to the world of Victoria's Secret, everything ultimately traced back to him. And then, there was Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein presented himself as a wealthy financial genius. He claimed to manage money for billionaires, to have powerful connections, and to be deeply involved in elite circles. But what made his position unusual was just how close he became to Wexner. At one point, Epstein had something almost unheard of, power of attorney over Wexner's finances. That meant he had extraordinary control and access, far beyond a typical advisor. He also reportedly lived in a mansion owned by Wexner in New York. This relationship didn't just give Epstein wealth, it gave him credibility. And in elite industries like fashion, credibility is everything. Suddenly, Epstein wasn't just another wealthy man. He was someone connected to one of the most powerful figures behind Victoria's Secret. And that connection opened doors. According to multiple reports and lawsuits over the years, Epstein began presenting himself as someone who could help young women break into modeling. He allegedly told aspiring models that he had connections with Victoria's Secret and could introduce them to the right people. For many young women trying to enter a highly competitive industry, this kind of opportunity was impossible to ignore. Think about it. You're young, you're ambitious, you're trying to make it into modeling, and someone wealthy, well-connected, and confident tells you he can help you get into one of the biggest brands in the world. Most people wouldn't question it. And that's where the situation becomes deeply disturbing. Several accusers later claimed that Epstein used this exact approach, positioning himself as a gateway into the modeling world to gain trust and access. Some said they were invited to meetings under the pretense of career opportunities. The details of these allegations are serious, and in many cases, deeply troubling. But what makes this story even more shocking isn't just what Epstein did. It's how long he was able to operate in these circles. For years, Epstein moved among powerful people, attending events, building connections, and strengthening his image as a legitimate figure in elite society. Which raises a bigger question. How did no one stop it sooner? Part of the answer lies in power and perception. When someone is connected to wealth, influence, and respected figures, people are less likely to question them. Doors open more easily. Doubts are ignored. Red flags are overlooked. Epstein understood this. He didn't need to be part of Victoria's Secret officially. He just needed to appear close enough to it to make others believe. And that illusion was powerful. Over time, as more allegations surfaced and investigations began, the truth about Epstein started to unravel. His connections, his behavior, and the system that allowed him access all came under intense scrutiny. Les Wexner, for his part, later stated that Epstein had misappropriated money from him and that he had cut ties after discovering serious issues. He also claimed he was unaware of Epstein's crimes at the time. But by then, the damage had already been done. The story isn't just about one man. It's about how influence works, how access is granted, and how, in certain worlds, being close to power can be just as valuable as having it. Because in the end, Jeffrey Epstein didn't build his access to models through talent, experience, or legitimacy. He built it through connections. And the question that still lingers today is this: was it just a failure to notice, or a system that made it possible?